I want to now dive into and try to kind of structure this conversation around a couple of, big ideas. And obviously one that we talked about before that is very clearly present in what you're trying to do at Ezra is take something that, as we've described, this is typically most cancer screening today is reactive. So you have symptoms, there's something bad that's going on. And now, it's, I don't know, a bad analogy might be your car's now making noise and you're like, something is not right. So now let me take it into the shop. Well, of course, they're going to find something. It may not be great, maybe kind of at the catastrophic phase. And you're trying to, change something that's reactive into something that's proactive. And one of the things that, I've had a lot of conversations like this. Andrew Herr at Fount is one of them. We have had the team on from Levels. And, there's a big change going on right now just in terms of healthcare, where it is changing from reactive and all the powers held by doctors to proactive. And you as the consumer now are empowered to, if you so decide, go and decide to do this. And so there's something very powerful in what you're doing of just saying, hey, cancer screening or just looking at your body and seeing how you're doing, you have every right to do it. If you have the money and you're willing to spend it, come and do that at Ezra. Talk a little bit about that and why that's an important shift.
Absolutely. I'm a big fan of, there's this book that was written by Eric Tupol. It's called The Patient Will See You Now. I think it was Dr. Tupol was one of the first doctors to propose the future of healthcare being one in which it is patient driven as opposed to health system doctor driven. The way I think about it from the perspective of Ezra and what we do, we have the cure for cancer already. It's early detection. That's it. Like, we know how to treat cancer really, really well if it's early stage. And the survival rates in some instances are like 90, 95, 99%. Only if you find it early. So the cure is there. We just need to find it early. To find it early, we need to be proactive. To be proactive, we need tools that are affordable, fast, accurate, and so on. And so I'm a huge believer in this kind of whole new trend of companies such as Ezra, such as Found, and so on, that are trying to prevent issues from happening before they happen. In the case of Found, they really focus on enhancing performance and making sure that you don't get to even have disease. But if you get to have disease, what we focus on is detect it early, because that's when you're most likely to have a really strong chance at remission or becoming cancer free or disease free.
Yeah. I mean, this idea, we talked about it, before this interview, this idea that the cure is already here and it's early detection, I think is, seems diametrically opposed to how most people are thinking about cancer, which is cancer is this thing that's going to be cured by healthcare companies. And at some point in time, there's going to be drugs and certain things you can take. And it's like, no, it's not actually real. It's a biological process. You just need to find it early. And to find it early, you have to take down the friction and take down the barriers. I love that idea. It just seems incredibly, almost criminally under-discussed.
It is insanely under-discussed. And actually, a big chunk of the medical community is still going like, oh yeah, you don't want to look at things because you're always going to find things. And the point we're trying to make is that is fine. Let's find all of the things and then do a really, really good job in only following up on the things that are clinically significant. I think a lot of doctors are concerned about, oh, we're just going to biopsy so many people with so many things. But the thing is, most of these things that we find never get biopsied. They get tracked over time, or at most you do a follow-up diagnostic scan, and then you just monitor things and see how they evolve. And so I think there needs to be a paradigm shift in how we think about disease and cancer towards early detection. And with cancer, especially, the unfortunate reality is you can be a vegan triathlete and still get cancer because it's a genetic disease. There are lifestyle factors that can impact it, but it can be just like you're unlucky. You have a series of genetic mutations that lead to an oncogene, that lead to a group of cells, that lead to a tumor, that lead to an organ being filled with cancer, that lead to expansion, then metastatic disease. And so what you want is to give yourself the best defense, and the best defense is a look inside your body.
Yeah, I mean, you hinted on it there, but one of the big things, obviously, that we talked about before is, if you get a scan and it is stuff that is not significant, you also then at least have a baseline to which you can compare, so that the next time you get a scan, you can actually look at deltas, as opposed to, again, but this all requires that you're proactive, that it's something you do somewhat routinely, and so it does require this shift.